Andrew here with MT Binder. I'm making this video because I had a lot of questions about how I mounted the ladder rack on with the topper. Boy, this is harder than it looks. So ladder rack and topper. I want to point out that this is the way I did it. I'm not even remotely suggesting that it's the right way, but I'll try and take you through what I did to make it work, and it seems pretty secure. This topper and rack came together, but the rack had already been taken, they were already taken off of the truck. And whoever did it before definitely made some mistakes. I would not have counted that rack secure the way that it was mounted before, but hopefully what I'm showing you helps you or discourages you or whatever is funny. I don't know. And that you're able to get a rack mounted on top of your truck if you like. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just show a couple pictures of what the brackets look like, because they're all mounted. I can't like show the whole thing in video, and then I will take you into how it goes together and what modifications I did to the truck and the topper and the rack to make it work exactly the way that it does. So here's a quick walk around of what was done visible on the outside. We've got reliefs cut in here. This topper goes down over the bedside. Some bigger cuts in here, and then the same on the other side. Another modification that I made is I took about 6 inches, not about, exactly 6 inches out of this, because this rack was way tall on the top of the truck before I did that. Every time I show this truck, people ask about the step. It's just a typical like camper adjustable step. And what I did is take the access cover off for the handle, and then I put nylon locking nuts on the other side, and then these jam nuts there. That way if it ever loosens up, I can actually hold onto this and tighten here, and I just unfold it every time I put it back together. So put my carpet down because it's hot. And up we go. So here's how the brackets sit right now. You can see a lot of cutting was done. Some of this cutting was done before, so that made it less neat and tidy. On the other side, you can see even more, a little bit of light through there. I still got to do some new gaskets on it, but the way this was originally designed to be held down is with these J brackets here. And so that would have gone in like this, right? And then the underside would have held on to like just up against the inside of the bedside like that. These are too bent, and I wasn't able to find a manufacturer for them because I don't have a manufacturer listed on this rack anywhere. I did find somebody who could make them for me, but we started to get pretty expensive costs there. So in addition to the reliefs on the outside, because this bracket ended up slightly inside here, I had to cut off this indexing lip also. You'll notice the plastic here is gone. To make the plastic, the tundras have a plastic bed cap right here. To make it level, I basically cut that plastic bed cap out. Here's a leftover piece of it. You can see it's got some gap to it and some ridges. This is the piece out of that front over there. And that made it level so that I didn't have to spacer it up from here to the topper. The person before didn't do that. And they also didn't cut this back portion out on the outside all the way. So this topper would have been tilted, but not held down properly. So that's how that goes. I did try, you'll notice that some of in the topper mounting has got some metal on it here. So I did try, this one's off a little bit, but I tried to utilize that here and on this one. That's where that metal is at, and you can see this one's cut way more. That was done before I got the topper, and this one's like cut way out also. That was also before I got the topper. So hopefully that helps. But I basically just mounted the brackets with a bolt and an eye bolt and some washers. Tightened them down, and then set the topper on top where it was supposed to be, and then just started to cut out my reliefs to make it fit properly. I also had to cut a relief here because this was hitting this cross piece. And then I also did the old inner tube in between trick so that this can be a weatherproof pass through. Not that anybody's gonna fit through, but the dog might, I don't know. And that's how that went together. So now, because I used the eye bolts, now I've got another tie down. These could obviously be mounted the other way with the eye on top and the bolt on the bottom. And that's how that is. So when I cut the rack down, let me show you what I did. See, it looks pretty good now. When I cut the rack down, I made the cuts for the height first, like that. Put that in the sun. And then I just slid a piece of 2-inch PVC pipe inside to help align it for drilling the holes. I did that on the first side, and then I used a stick that I cut a little notch out of, like that, to help hold that up. Just put a little bit of tension on it so that I could work on one side at a time while it was mounting. So that's the short version of that. Yes, I need shocks, but this was just a Facebook find for the rack. I do not know the brand. I could not find it anywhere, and that's what that is. So that's how it sits here. I'm probably going to cut this off and bring these brackets in as well, just to reduce the width on it. But that's what we got going on. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you do something. And I'm sorry that I'm not always posting about my Scout, but these are other projects that I've got going on. So thanks for watching.